Kazakhstan's vast steppe has always been a meeting place of worlds, where Asia meets Europe, and nomads met traders. For thousands of years these endless grasslands have echoed with the hoofbeats of horses and the voices of travelers from distant lands. Here, the boundaries between cultures blurred, and the steppe became a living bridge between civilizations. The Silk Road ran through here, not as a single road, but a web of routes connecting China, Persia, and Europe. Merchants, pilgrims, and adventurers all passed through, carrying not just silk and spices, but also stories, inventions, and dreams. The steppe was a vital artery in this vast network, pulsing with life and possibility. Towns like Otrar and Taraz became vibrant centers where goods, ideas, and cultures mixed. These cities flourished as hubs of commerce and learning, where scholars debated, artisans crafted, and traders from every corner of the world mingled in lively bazaars. Nomadic tribes weren't just bystanders, they protected caravans, traded horses and furs, and absorbed new influences. Their mobility allowed them to adapt quickly, and their traditions shaped the character of the region. They were both guardians and participants in the great exchange of the steppe. This openness to exchange set the stage for profound changes, including the arrival of new beliefs. Along these routes, religions, philosophies, and technologies traveled freely, transforming the lives of those who called the steppe home. Kazakhstan's geography, open plains and strategic passes, made it a true crossroads of empires. Its landscapes invited movement and connection, drawing people from every direction and making it a stage for history's great encounters. When Islam began its eastward journey, the steppes of Kazakhstan became one of its most fascinating frontiers. Here, faith mingled with tradition, and the echoes of ancient journeys still linger in the vast open land. Before Islam, the Turkic nomads of the steppe followed Tengriism, centered on the sky god Tengri and reverence for ancestors. Shamans, or Baksi, acted as spiritual guides, performing rituals and healing. The steppe was a spiritual crossroads. Nestorian Christianity, Buddhism, and Zoroastrianism all left their mark. These faiths often blended with local traditions, creating a rich, syncretic spiritual landscape. People might honor Tengri, respect ancestors, and know Buddhist or Christian teachings all at once. This culture of tolerance and adaptation primed the steppe for new ideas. The Kazakh spiritual world was never static, it was always evolving. This openness would shape how Islam was received. Islam first arrived in Central Asia not with conquering armies or force, but quietly, through the footsteps of merchants and travelers journeying along the legendary Silk Road. These traders, carrying silks, spices, and precious goods, also brought with them new ideas, stories, and beliefs, sharing the teachings of Islam as they bartered and built relationships. In vibrant cities like Taraz and Sayram, Muslim traders and scholars introduced their faith not through preaching, but through honest trade, hospitality, and the example of their daily lives. Early encounters between Muslims and the Turkic peoples were marked by peaceful exchanges, sparking curiosity and respect among the local communities. The pivotal Battle of Talas in 751, where Arab forces defeated the Chinese, dramatically shifted the region's political landscape and opened new doors for cultural exchange. In the aftermath, Islamic influence grew stronger. Mosques and madrasas began to appear, and scholars introduced new sciences, philosophies, and technologies to the region. Urban centers in southern Kazakhstan flourished, becoming vibrant hubs of Islamic civilization, where art, architecture, and learning thrived. Islam was no longer just a curiosity, it became woven into the fabric of city life, shaping customs, festivals, and daily routines. The faith's spread was gradual and organic, blending with the region's diverse spiritual traditions and adapting to local customs. Trade, scholarship, and diplomacy all played a vital role in Islam's rise, helping it become an enduring part of Central Asian identity. Islam's spread among nomads was slower. It hinged on the conversion of powerful leaders. The Karakhanid Khanate's ruler, Satuk Bugra Khan, converted in the 10th century, inspiring his people to follow. This top-down approach worked in tribal societies, where loyalty to the Khan was paramount. Conversion brought spiritual meaning and political advantages, linking steppe kingdoms to the wider Islamic world. Other Turkic dynasties like the Seljuks and later the Mongol Golden Horde followed suit. Adopting Islam helped centralize power and foster alliances. These conversions embedded Islam in the region's political and social fabric. the faith became part of statecraft and daily life. Steppe Islam was shaped as much by politics as by belief. While the conversion of rulers often made headlines in history, it was the quiet, persistent work of Sufi mystics that truly won the hearts and minds of the nomadic peoples of Central Asia. These spiritual wanderers traveled vast distances, living among the tribes, sharing stories, and listening to the hopes and fears of the steppe's people. Sufism, with its emphasis on a personal, direct experience of God, resonated deeply with the spiritual traditions of the steppe. The nomads, who valued individual connection to the divine and the mysteries of nature, found Sufi teachings both familiar and inspiring. Khoja Ahmed Yasawi, a revered 12th century Sufi poet and teacher, played a pivotal role. He taught in the Turkic language, blending Islamic wisdom with local customs, poetry, and folklore, making his message accessible and meaningful to ordinary people. Sufi saints found common ground with nomadic beliefs. Veneration of saints echoed ancestor worship, and Sufi spirituality mirrored the nomads' reverence for Tengri, the eternal sky. This spiritual overlap helped bridge worlds that once seemed far apart. Sufi teachers became trusted spiritual guides, much like the shamans who had long offered healing, wisdom, and comfort. They provided counsel, performed rituals, and helped people navigate life's challenges. Their patient, flexible approach made Islam feel familiar, not foreign. Sufis respected local customs, adapting their teachings to fit the rhythms of nomadic life and building trust through kindness and hospitality. Yasawi's legacy created a uniquely Central Asian Islam, deeply spiritual, tolerant, and rooted in local tradition. His influence can still be felt today in the region's poetry, music, and rituals. Through the tireless efforts of Sufi mystics, Islam became not just a religion, but a personal faith and a way of life for the nomads of Central Asia. Islam in Kazakhstan became a blend, not a replacement, of old and new. Traditional ceremonies, weddings, funerals, births, merged Islamic and Kazakh customs. Respect for nature and ancestors persisted, now framed within Islamic belief. Shamans evolved into folk healers, combining old rituals with Islamic prayers. This synthesis made Islam resilient and adaptable to nomadic life. Kazakh Islam emphasized lived spirituality over rigid doctrine. The result, a faith deeply woven into community, family, and the land. This unique blend defines Kazakh Islam to this day. Today, Islam remains central to Kazakh identity, revived after decades of Soviet suppression. Mosques have reopened and new ones rise across the country. Kazakh Islam, shaped by the Hanafi school and Sufi traditions, is moderate and tolerant. The government promotes this as a cornerstone of national identity and harmony. Ancient traditions still echo in modern celebrations and values: respect for elders, family, and hospitality. Kazakhstan's Silk Road legacy endures in its openness to cultures and ideas. The spread of Islam here was a story of gradual adaptation, not conquest. Understanding this journey reveals the heart of Kazakhstan's identity. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share to support our channel and help others discover Kazakhstan's rich history.